So we got to do this.
All right, let's do it. So the first one, that's the spoiler. He's the during your turn, suppose you cast from your hand with mana value X or less, have Cascade where X is the total amount of life your opponents have lost this turn.
Oh, it's that dude.
Yeah. So hand Cascade, if you did damage and like there's like those 2 mana spells that deal 4 damage to each opponent. So that means like you could very easily get everything in your hand to have Cascade. But that's also but I guess just looking at him as commander, not what the deck does. So like you could definitely build around that and make it be like a really powerful, like just another Cascade deck. That I guess a minor burn aspect.
And how much damage is he? He does 5, right?
He has a 5/5 with trample.
Is this the Cascade guy that we got for this set?
Yeah, he's the leader of the demons because the demons were the Cascade.
I don't know. I'm thinking B.
Yeah, it's a little bit of setup.
Like he can swing, but then how does it work again?
So during your turn, spells from your hand with mana value X or less have Cascade, where X is the total amount of life your opponents have lost this turn.
No, I think you can make. I think you can maybe make that an A. It's not because he is a 5/5, right?
Yeah.
So he basically ends up being like a slightly worse of the other guy that just gives everything Cascade until the end of turn.
Mm.
But even just having Cascade in these colors, because it's Grixis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna win. It's a spell like spell slinging. You just hit with the commander. Now everything that's 5 or less has Cascade. He's a 5. He's a 5 power.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can 100% see a storm deck with this with that as the commander. So, and then it gets higher. Does it keep going? So like if you lightning bolt, then everything with like 8 deals damage, or like if you have
Yeah.
a way to deal
Or
like
like I was saying, you play that thing that's like deals 4 damage to each opponent. That's 12.
yeah, so yeah, like there's probably going to be weird things that deal random damage and like draw a card. Like there's going to be a way to build this deck 100%. It's in the perfect colors for it. A tier, potential S. The problem is it just needs to hit. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing holding it back. All right, but I
Yeah,
mean,
or you have to
trample
build
five
like
five.
play, but then you also or you play like burn spells, but then you also have to hope that the burn spells like
Mm-hmm.
hit when they do or when you want them to.
So this thing is the it's the one that can cast artifact spells from your grave, right?
Um,
When it attacks.
Let me see if I can find them. Do you have that page up that had the list? No, like the list of the command. Yeah, scroll up to the Necron list because I don't see it in my list here.
It's this thing.
No, it's not him. He's like coming out of he's like walking out of a portal. You skip over a lot of them real quickly. I can't see them all. There he is.
So
So
whenever he attacks, you may cast an artifact spell from your hand or graveyard by paying life equal to its mana value rather than its mana cost. I mean,
that's okay. I mean, he has to attack, but he doesn't have to hit. And once it's attacked, you have the trigger, and then like, okay, I'm gonna beat out anything I want to.
yeah, there's probably something you could do that goes infinite with that. So probably at least a B.
That's and so this next person, that's Big Demon Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Enters the battlefield, you draw X cards and lose X life for X number of demons you control, and then whenever another demon enters the battlefield you control, it deals damage to its power to any target. Let's go.
Yeah, it's definitely an A. It's got
It's
card
probably the
draw.
best demon tribal.
Yeah, it's the best demon that they've ever printed. Best demon tribal that they've ever printed. Like, uh, being able to have like a terror peaks effect in the command zone on top of the fact that it draws, like that is very good. And getting life back is easy. All right, what's this one?
This is the tap 2 and tap artifacts you control to make an Astartes to make a 2/2 Astartes. and then it's a tap, and then tap X, untap creatures you control. Look at the top X cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card and put it into your hand.
That's a C.
Yeah, that's just like a utility and like kind of draw engine.
Yeah, it's I mean, and artifacts have better ways to draw and see artifacts anyway. So, all right, what's
Uh,
this
so
next one?
so Death Leaper. This is a flash haste. Creatures you control that enter the battlefield this turn have double strike. Eh, it's just okay. Like it's good for like the one hit blow up, but like
You have
overall
to,
utility.
yeah, you have to play haste tribal, so probably like a C. But it's green.
It's green red.
That's not bad. I mean,
Like it is good for like that one big hit with everything. But like you need that whole bunch of creatures to enter with haste and then have him enter.
yeah, that's the problem to me. Like it's so situational. Like
So, so this next dude is the Kellamorph. So he's got the Ward 2, and then whenever another source you control deals exactly 1 damage to a permanent or player, he deals 2 damage to that permanent or player instead. So it's basically like a pinger matter deck, and like you just kind of scale damage with it.
probably like a B.
And I know people seem to be really excited about him, I
Hmm.
guess.
I don't know if he lands in an A, but definitely a B for me.
Thing is, it's a lot of damage to do over time to a whole lot of people. There are probably some instances where there's like things like pay 1 life, deal like 1 damage, and he could do that multiple times.
And it's an is it commander, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you get to play the instant sorcery
You
tribal
know what?
removal
You get to
things.
run all the things that like deal damage to multiple targets, so you could like divide damage and then have it all pop. Okay, it makes Electrolyze look a lot better.
Hmm. No, he's
Anyway,
definitely good.
so the Illuminator Xeris, that's the other sacrifice another creature. You get black equal to its mana value. I mean, it's a cool card, but it's like it feels like it's a 99 card, not a commander. I mean, you get to make a bunch of mana to play things.
And I mean, black is the king of a lot of mana means like I'm gonna do something stupid. But the problem is you have to have something to sack. So that's a lot of mana to do a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, so like, so if you want to get a lot of mana out of him, you need a lot of mana to put something big into play anyway. Unless you're just making like an extra 2 or 3 mana a
And
turn.
it's a tap ability, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't work with tokens.
I think it's a C for me.
Yeah. Next one. Whenever one or more artifacts leave your graveyard, create 2 Necron Warrior tokens. Beginning of combat of your turn, another target artifact creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains a medicine at the end of the turn. His top half of him is definitely better. Um, he goes really good with like a scrap trawler effect because you get 2 things out of it to do like more scrap trawler things. This wants to be an egg commander, mono black eggs. That's what that wants to be.
Which I think could work, so probably a B.
But yeah, the deck makes that. The deck makes it good, not the commander.
Yeah.
It's just kind of okay for it. This next thing is the dude that makes demons when you draw. You may reveal the first card you draw each turn. As you draw it, whenever you reveal an instant or sorcery that this way, you get oh wait, I realized I misread it. You get to create a legendary 4/4 black demon creature token with flying, so you can't make a lot of power as the
No,
turns
you're
go
no,
on.
you're thinking of the. There's another guy that investigates.
And then he also investigates. Yeah, but I'm saying the other effect that making the 4/4. You can only ever have one of them in play. Ugh, I hate him now. Trash.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the Inquisitor Greyfax. Other creatures you control get +1 at vigilance, and you get tap target creature and opponent controls and investigate. I mean, it's like a nice like lockdown for your opponents, and it keeps your creatures big and up front and standing.
Yeah, and there's a
It's
lot
not
of
bad.
token related stuff in Esper, so like you can
I will
definitely.
admit that Esper has gotten a lot better about going wide with creatures and being like the next mana dork color. Or I meant the mana dork, the like weenie color.
Mhm.
So actually, I kind of like the little bit of the buff and being able to tap down the big annoying creature, and then it also gives you a way to draw after you've doing that through that. So
And you can also go in like a token related direction, and it's not the
yeah,
worst. So I think it's a B.
uh, don't like him. That's Karn the Betrayer.
Oh, it's
He,
the one
he,
that donates.
yeah, it's when if he would be dealt if damage would be dealt to him, doesn't matter who does it. You prevent the damage. and an opponent of your choice gains control of it. So you get to choose who gets it, but still, I mean, it kind of sucks because to get it back to use this effect again, no matter how, it's like they're gonna draw 2 cards unless you like exile it or something. I don't know, or like destroy it just to get it back.
It's bad, for sure.
And then the thing is because uh when your opponent has control of it now, they get to choose who it goes to, so they can never give it. They might. There's a chance that you never get it back.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's Whip dude. That's the dude that he had.
Oh, he can keep reanimating himself. Eh.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he's the 5/1. Isn't he like a no?
5/3.
Yeah, he's a 5/3 with haste.
Yeah.
Eh. That the next one, he's the one that makes instant sorceries cost
Is
one
there
less for
any
each.
infinites with this that we're missing?
Maybe.
All right. I mean, die trigger stuff. I'll put him up here. I'll put him in C.
Actually, no. So it only comes back if the creature that you've targeted with it when he dies. So
Yes.
it's only as good. It's only as good as your opponent's board state is.
So then definitely not.
And then you come back to get a 5/3 haste. Cool. This is instant sorceries cost one less for each creature token, and then whenever you cast and whenever he deals damage, you get a 3/3 red spawn creature token.
I think this is an A. We were talking about this earlier.
Having a reduction from command zone, especially if like an increasing reduction, like you know how many mana generators there are, I mean token generators there are in these colors.
Yes, and like I said, with the Locust God gets kind of cuckoo banana poop.
And then like you can make a lot of tokens, and then you just sit there until you draw one of your burn X spells that costs 3 mana, and you deal 50 damage.
Yeah, it's true. I like it a lot, and like you said, it keeps getting increasing because it itself is a flyer that makes a 3/3. So, big fan, big fan. Also, this commander's godlike with copying itself because they get double the amount, and then 2 of them make 2 tokens. So like, it starts getting like astronomically low. But all right,
This next one is at the beginning of combat in your turn, you put a +1 counter on target creature, and then tap in 2 mana when you next cast a spell with X in its mana cost or activate an ability with X in its activated cost this turn. Copy that spell or ability. You may choose new targets for the copy.
Okay. So I know this one is for sure an A. For sure.
It's big X spells because you get copy big X spells. Let's go.
It's Teamer, right?
Yeah. So you're thinking like the reflections, dude. Like you know how much shit he does with copying spells. She does it too without having to pay the extra mana into it. She just has to make the mana. What's his face? Riku of 2 reflections.
Where there's also the guy that does it, but he has to be tapped. And he's only once per turn.
And like she also makes mana, so you're also putting mana into the spell you're trying to cast. And then you get a copy of it.
She's kind of nuts.
Like imagine a blue sun. Like let's just say you play her turn 4, you have 4 mana. Say next turn you play only have 5 mana. If you use her to cast blue sun, it's blue sun for 4, which is doubled to 8. So the turn after she comes in play, you could blue sun for 8 cards. From going from 4 to 5 mana with her in play. Just think about that.
Read her again really quick.
So the bottom effect.
The bottom effect, yeah.
Add 2 colorless. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. This is dumb. So you had 2 colorless, right? When you next cast a spell with X in its mana cost, or activate an ability with X in its activated cost this turn, copy that spell or ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. A copy of a permanent spell becomes a token. I also forgot you don't actually have to put that mana into the thing that you're casting.
Right.
It's just the next time you cast it.
That's why I was making you clarify that, because I thought that when we read her the first time, it wasn't that she needed to be used. And also, you don't have to use that mana, so she's also a dramatic reversal deck because she's making colorless mana. And there's probably some weird activated ability stuff that we're not even thinking about, that have X activated abilities. I think she's an S. That's very powerful.
And very beautiful.
Yes, she is. All right, this broken asshole.
Oh yeah, the Marnius Calgar. Will strike whenever one or more tokens in the battlefield under your control. Draw a card, and for 6 mana, create 2 creature tokens with vigilance. Yeah, I saw the combos that people have made with him already in Esper.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and any infinite mana that you make, he's the pay outlet as well, and he is one or more, thank God, so that he doesn't work with like like imagine him with like you play
Mm.
like a white Sun Zenith, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna make 10 cats and draw 10 cards. That's not okay. That's just not okay. But
Also,
he does kind of make some of the lands that make creatures kind of cool too, because you get to draw. So like Castle Ardenvale is paying 4 to make a 1/1 and drawing.
I mean, that's really good for like that amount of mana.
On
Or
a
I
land.
mean, I don't think we can't run here. But imagine him in like with like the Care Keep, where it's like 2 mana to make a 0/1.
Also, probably where he's going to be the best is like an artifact deck, because you're just like, oh, I'm going to play Psy, and then or the billion ways to make tokens in these colors for like casting non-creature spells or artifacts, and I'm just gonna make a token, and now I draw a card, and I sack an artifact, and I draw, or casting an artifact, I draw.
Or like it's like, or I play like
Smothery Tithe.
Yeah, or I play Black Market Connections, and I'll draw a card and make a treasure. The treasure draws me a card. I draw 2 cards.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That new card, Smuggler Share. Yeah, this commander's just way too fucking good, dude. I is he better than the X? I think he's better than the X one.
It's just the amount of value you get out of him right away. So the thing is, you don't need to run a specific type of cards. Oh, sorry, you do need to make tokens, but like it's like it's become such a core part of Magic. It's hard to find stuff that doesn't make tokens that aren't good.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of crazy. Also, you could play like copy spell stuff too, right?
Yeah,
like a Sublime Epiphany would draw 2 cards.
Helm of the Host, you get to draw a card when he enters, and
2 cards. 2 cards.
Yeah, you get to draw 2 cards because he is a token entering, so he'd see himself.
Wait, whenever you, it just says any token.
Yeah.
So you would draw 2 cards. Oh my god, that's disgusting. It's just making copies of it. You get 3 of them. Every combat you're drawing 3. Oh my god, that's kind of dumb. And then like, oh, he's on legendary, so I'm gonna play Writer Replication and draw fucking. Oh my god, my whole deck, because it's just like it's just so much mana.
1 Sakashima, Writer Replication, pick up deck, put in hand.
Yeah, it's kind of because people are doing that with this, but you lose because you lose the damage. This is just strictly better. Because people are like, oh, I'm gonna play Writer Replication, they all die, but it's fine, I draw my whole deck. This just does that, and you don't lose the life. Wait, you could just play Writer Replication and they die, but
they still enter. Well, no, because because they're all like ETB effects. They see each other.
They would see each other entering, and that many times.
Yeah, that does work.
So even if you don't keep them, you just hold on, math time. It makes 5 copies, so 6.
All right, let me get the calculator out.
So there's 6 of them, seeing 5 enter.
So you said there's
6 because there's the commander, and then Wright makes 5 copies.
So there's 6 of them.
6 of them seeing 5 enter.
So you draw 30 cards.
That's pretty dumb.
It's pretty good. 30 cards.
And then at worst, he's like kind of like a slightly bad Thassa's work, or I mean a Thrasios, because he just pays 6 to make 2 tokens and draws a card.
Or Tom.
So
Tom,
you can play Training Grounds, and then he is a Thrasios.
And then you pair it with an Ashnod's Altar to make 4 mana after you eat them up.
Stop.
To reap.
Not funny.
It's another
you're right
combo.
though. You're right though. You're right.
You're right though. But like, could you stop?
Could you stop though? I'm gonna get to you in a minute, but you're right though. But yeah, no, it's really dumb. Like that, there's gonna be a lot of cards that show up that just make this card ridiculous. I'm a huge fan.
let's go to this next dude. It was up creaming over him. Mortrion the Daemon Primarch. So at the beginning of your end step, you may pay. That's the you pay X, and then you get to make a number of X 2/2 Astartes with Menace, where X can't be greater than the amount of life you've lost
Oh
this
yeah,
turn.
I like this guy. Is he an A tier with like the likes of the? I think he's like maybe like the top at B.
Yeah, because thing is, you get the probably. It's really easy to pay life and pay X. The thing is, the payout is our 2/2s with Menace, and
So
that's
like,
where I feel like
it's
it's
good, but like it's not amazing, and like you have to lose life to do it. So like
and you can only do it at the beginning of your end step.
what is this Mudger
That's whenever
fuck?
it deals combat damage to a player. You may have that player return a permanent card from their graveyard to their hand. If you do, that player choose a permanent card in your graveyard and put it into the battlefield.
Next,
So yeah, I like it.
don't even got to talk about it.
So this is the old one eye. So 6/6 for 6 trample. Other creatures you control have trample. When it enters the battlefield, you get a 5/5 Tyrannid creature token. And at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may discard 2 cards. If you do, you return from the graveyard to your hand. So he's really hard to get rid of. It's really easy to bring him back. He just gives all your creatures trample. He's like a green stompy commander, I
Yes,
guess.
I guess C. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
it's just like
even. I mean, trample in the command zone is pretty good, but it's not like making him cost any less. I mean, he is putting a lot of power into the
he does
battlefield
put
every time.
11. He does
Yeah,
put 11 trample in play.
and it is a
And
green deck, and you're playing a
mhm.
creatures. So like, I mean, I could see him be a B, because green decks are green decks.
Yeah, true.
He is a what, a 6/6. So like, you just
Yeah,
play like um that card that sacks him, and you draw that many cards.
yeah.
So
So then we have the next dude is flying. Whenever he attacks, you mill 3 cards, and you may put an artifact, creature card, or vehicle from among the cards milled this way into your hand.
I think that's poop,
Yeah, that's really
because
boop.
it's only
3
among the ones
cards.
that you mill. Yeah.
So it's like if you like hit land instant, like cool, you had to attack, you milled, and you didn't hit anything you needed.
Hmm.
Or what if you hit like 3 good artifacts or vehicles, and then you can only pick one, and now they're in there until you find another way.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no,
the
not
Red
a fan.
Terror, next one. Whenever a red source you control deals damage to one or more permanents and/or players, put a +1 counter on the Red Terror. So he just slowly gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
I don't know. Are you making an argument otherwise?
No,
Okay. I'm like, red decks are. I mean, what it's trying to do is just not very good.
all right, next one. Oh, that's the Tyranid Commander. Uh, when he enters the battlefield with 2 +1 counters for each time you cast him from the command zone, whenever a creature you control with a counter on it dies, draw a card.
Very good.
Yeah, there's a lot of +1 counter shenanigans. It's really easy.
The question is, what color is he again? Teamer, right?
Yeah.
Does he land here? I don't think so, because I
I
think
don't know.
I think he's good, but I think like these colors already have good ways to draw for creatures, so like it's kind of like redundant. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
redundancy is how you win in Commander a lot of the time, but like you don't want to be over redundant. So like I don't think you'd really be playing sack outlets, really. Like it's not like a combo deck. Like I guess it could be.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean
no, actually,
like it could be, but like
no, I think I'm gonna leave him an A. I would personally
yeah,
because
yeah. I think his effect is good, but like how much are your creatures dying reasonably? And I don't think you're gonna play into that effect, because then I think it gets bad. Because I don't think sack outlets and +1 counters decks are good.
well, like look what happened with what's that face the toolbox dude that everybody loved, but then everyone realized like you know what the Henzi toolbox, how much people loved him, but then you realize like you kind of lose your board really quickly, and then you just kind of like
Hmm.
next turn play a card,
And
it
you're like,
dies, you
why
draw
would
a
I play
card.
that garbage when I can play Rocco and just win?
Eh.
Dude, nobody plays Rocco at the store anymore. There was like one person that played it and he took it apart. It's just too good. It really does win that fast. Like, you really don't need that much. He's just too good. He's in the perfect colors. Like, it's stupid. And I already know where this is going. Like, it
Yeah,
is definitely an S tier. I mean, if you want to say it out loud again for the people.
that's the activated abilities of all the creatures or artifacts in all artifacts in your graveyard, I should say.
Yeah. But I mean, if they're artifact creatures.
I think he does something else. Like, sorry, he does something else. I skip past the
No,
important
I
part.
think it's the flavor text.
No, no, you're right. Yeah, it's Death Touch 5/4/6. He has all activated abilities of all artifact cards in your graveyard. Yep.
Mhm.
I mean,
Okay, I want to write down the copy lady and the one that is the token guy. Hold on. The copy lady's in here, right? Which one was she again? She's in the Swarmlord deck, right? She's Teamer, right?
yeah. Wait, which one?
Oh, her. I found her. I just want to write them down because I want to make her. We should definitely make her because it's interesting. And then we could play. Derek, what's the card that steals the top cards of their deck?
Um,
Is that in these colors? No.
it's Holly. It's Holly.
No, it's not in these colors. Is it Sultai that does it? I think it's Sultai. There's like an X spell that it's Genesis
Oh
made
yeah,
for your
no,
opponent.
yes, it's Altai. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Magus, Lucia, Kane, and then I want to find it's in the Esper one. Up here. This thing, yeah. Okay, so it's Yes. Calgar. Okay.
I found it, Tom.
What? The name of the card?
No, no. So, the mono black commander, how you win the turn after he comes in play, right?
Didn't I explain mine? Did you find a better one?
Well, it's like with a buried alive.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah. Go ahead.
because it's Palladium Mirror, Pilapala, and Walking Ballista. You dump those three, and then Palladium Mirror taps for 2 mana. Pilipala untaps it for 2, makes 1 color. Then you just infinitely repeat that, getting
Oh, that's
infinite.
even better than the one I said, because Devourer, you have to exile your deck, so.
Yeah, so now you make infinite mana, and now you have the Walking Ballista, and then you just make him infinite counters on him, and then shoot everybody.
And